Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar, and I'm with you with the area of AFM, Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers. Acha, what were we dealing today on the eve of this special occasion where we are actually celebrating our Foundation Day? And this is the 3 day celebrations where we have 16, 16, and 16. Which meant on 16th we started the Foundation Day celebrations. On 16th is the first part, that is the date. Then second 16th is the 16 subjects, and we have 16 hours allocated to entire this scenario overall. So first of all, please like this session and share it among your peers. That's the first thing that I would like to request you. Second point would be please share the session and among your peers so that maximum people can join in, be it Facebook, Instagram, wherever you feel. And along with this, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, then kindly do the same. And if you're looking forward towards the PDF of these classes, then you need to download the app as well. So hurry up and download the app. And at the same time, during this foundation celebrations, we are also providing you discounts of up to 81%. So please go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details. Download the app because you'll get more discount if you download the app. You'll find it out once you download the app. 81% discount is going on, and on Mahapacks we have 81% discount and double validity. All you need to do is on the area below you can see the code Y541. Utilize this code number and you will get 81% discount on all our courses and double validity plus 81% on our Mahapacks. Okay, everyone, before I proceed further, first of all, what are we dealing? A different set of practice questions. What am I covering? More or less a blend of multiple chapters. So that's what I'm going to try with. So let's go ahead and try it out. Acha, here comes the first question. This is from the basics of the accounting there. What method of accounting is still in use in India today, known by various names such as Nama, Mahajani, Marwari, or Desi method? Single entry bookkeeping, triple entry bookkeeping, double entry, or accrual accounting. Technically, there is nothing called triple entry bookkeeping, so we can keep it out. And even accrual accounting, that's basically accrual system or accrual basis of accounting. Now this is not a method but a basis of accounting, so we can either call it single entry or we can either call it double entry. The method which is still in use is actually single entry system of bookkeeping. This particular method is also called uh, accounting of incomplete records. The records are basically something which are not proper. It's called accounting of incomplete records. Done? Okay. Moving on to the next point. Here comes the next point. Who mandates the accounting standards formulated by the Accounting and Standards Board in India? Securities and Exchange Board of India, Ministry of Finance, ICAI, or the RBI? Which particular organization mandates it? Matlab, it makes it compulsory for the organizations to use this particular methodologies when it comes to their working. The methodology is basically prescribed and is made compulsory through ICAI. Next point, when should the contingencies be provided for account according to the standard? If the loss due to the contingencies can be reasonably estimated, if there is possibility of loss due to contingencies, if the loss due to contingencies is significant, if the loss due to contingencies is uncertain. Contingencies means when there is an uncertainty. I don't know whether I will get this money or not. I don't know whether I'll make this money or not. I just don't know. Taken for example, there's a specific case which has been filed against a particular person. Now he can either lose or either he may win. So someone has filed a case on him. So in if he loses, he has to pay. If he wins, then scenarios would be different. He doesn't even know whether he'll be gaining anything or not, but at least he won't lose. Then this kind of scenario is basically contingent. Contingent matlab this is uncertain. So basically, when we talk about this specific area of contingencies, na, you normally do not record contingent liabilities or contingent assets in your books of accounts. It's a part of the footnotes. It has never been given the reputation of being recorded in the specific area of the balance sheet and financial statements altogether. It has never been there. It is included in the area of if the loss is duly, matlab, when should contingencies, if we have a contingency and we can see it is coming up. Currently, it is uncertain. When it is uncertain, the accountant or the accounting firms are going to ask us, Ki, sir, if it is uncertain, you shouldn't be recording it right now. Disclose it, it is required, but do not record it right now. Record it once it is reasonably estimated. At least you have a clue about it now. For example, if I sue Coca-Cola for 3 crores for as a compensation for any health ailments any particular person would have faced. Matlab, there had been points where it is very acidic in nature, it can cause ulcers, it can create troubles in your stomach. There had been people who said that they prolonged utilization of coke or consumption of coke has caused their tooth enamel to decay. XYZ things happening. But the point is, if anybody proved it, then only they could have got the compensation. So if this is a scenario, someone coke can always come up and say this is a defamation case, that these organizations, these people might be someone who's from the competing firms and they are trying to defame Coke. If you are saying all these things, then you have to prove it. Only then Coke will take up your points. In terms of Coke, if someone puts up a huge amount of compensation request to them, then the amount should be reasonably estimated. The particular party should have been at least in a winning mode. Only then Coke should record ki maybe now I have to pay. Otherwise, it should not record. Because randomly putting up a case on Coke will never help you. It's a big organization, reputed organization. The drink has been tested multiple times in terms of the medical area. So technically, it should be recorded that way. है ना? If the loss is due to contingencies can be reasonably estimated. You can reasonably find about it. Right? Done everyone? Next question. What type of contract involves the contractor being reimbursed for allowable costs plus the percentage of fixed fee? Uh, Contract account. So this is contract costing. You will find it in your module D as well as in module A. It is in both the areas. Huh? Fixed price contract, then is cost plus contract, then is time and material contract, and lump sum contract. Which contract is it, everyone? It is actually the amount. Acha, theek hai. In this case, na, the first thing is the cost. The most important thing is the cost, and then whatever the cost is, after this, we are adding profit into it. For example, I said, sir, the cost, whatever it would be, because obviously it can vary. We are making things as per your customization, plus my profit percentage is 10%. So kindly help me out accordingly. So in this case, cost plus contract. Under such contracts, the profit percentage is determined. This is predetermined. Then, what disclosure is required under AS 7 revised regarding the contract revenue, everyone? Only the total contract revenue, methods used to determine the contract revenue, only the percentage of completion method, only the completed contract method. वैसे तो when you are making it ना, you should always tell what kind of methods you are using and how is it affecting your organization as well. मतलब what is the basis of the determination. Hanchi, what would be the answer, everyone? In this case, methods to you determine. Acha, see, the point is, pata hai, even if I don't go by this particular methodology, na, you will find this in almost every nook and corner of the accounting area. That whenever we talk about the entire accounting, na, we clearly say whatever methods you are using, clearly disclose about it. Disclosure is always required. If you're doing something, if you're not doing something, all those things are compulsorily required to be stated properly. So in this case, the correct answer is methods. You have to specify the method. Rest everything else is something the people can actually find out. ठीक है ना? What is one of the major problems in accounting concerns the money measurement concept? What is money measurement concept, everyone? Everything has to be recorded in money because anything can be recorded only when we talk about money. I cannot say, now my business is going good. If the bank asks me, ma'am, how much money do you need? As much as you can provide me, sir. Those things doesn't really work out that way. I'll have to provide fixed amounts, proper amounts, only then we can work upon it. That is money measurement concept. So tell me, what are the major problems of it? Finding the means to solve the problem, then estimating the effects of price level changes, maintaining a constant value of currency, or maintaining a constant value of currency. Is it really possible, everyone? Matlab, I think when I was a kid, na, trust me on this note, I used to find 10 rupees something really good amount. When I was a kid, I really believed that when mums used to say that you will get 5 rupees if you do your homework properly, she had a specific way of asking me to do the work. And that's how I became very curious about finishing it off. But then there was a amount set. You will get this much amount of money if you focus upon your work. And then I used to correct it. But when I talk about today, I don't think I can give 5 rupees to any of the kids today. They will never be satisfied with that 5 rupee note or 5 rupee coin. You know, 5 rupee coin is something that I used to find very a big amount of money. Right now, the kids have really don't feel that way. That means the constant value of currency doesn't really stay that way. Reducing the impact of inflation on financial statements? Nope. Financial statements are basically kept away from the inflation portion. That's why if I have bought a particular car in I would say in 2000 and 20 maybe, I bought a specific car, the price of the car maybe it has been increasing over the period of time, and depreciation is being recorded in my books of accounts. Any of these things can be happening, but we do not include the inflation till the time the company is not dying. Money measurement concept can be really cool, really good, but finding the means of solving the measurement problem is something that cannot solve. How can we determine? Acha, everyone, I'm an employee of Office Adda 24/7. The organization name is Adda 24/7. You know, then the company name is also there. Under the company name, we are working under one specific area of their working, and that too specific vertical. There are so many teachers and faculties and ops department people who are working with us. How do you determine my value? How much of time I would have given to the organization? All those things are to be considered, and even then you cannot define a specific amount. You know? So in this case, the correct answer will come out to be finding the means of solving the measurement problem. Right? So let's move on to the next question now. How is the difference between the debit and the credit side of the account handled when balancing the account? Debit and credit side is very, very important. The debit should always be equal to credit. And this is one of the basic rules. If I put 10 rupees in my pocket, then what I can spend, I can spend only rupees 10. I cannot spend more, I cannot spend less. It is ignored, it is recorded in the separate account. It is carried forward to the next period, or it is recorded on the side where the amount is short. How is the difference between debit and credit sides of the account handled? While you are balancing now, if one side is shorter, you will put the balancing figure there. For example, look at this specific ledger. On the debit side, the total came out to be 20,000. On the credit side, it went up to 24,000. In this case, you can see this side is smaller. So what will you do? You cannot violate the principle of accounting in this case. The debit should be equal to credit. Accounting principle, accounting equation actually, in which we say that assets are made up of liabilities and capital. Whatever we put into the business is what we can spend in the business. So technically, this is the scenario. And acha, now the next thing that can happen is 24,000 also. If I have to write 24 here, so I will write 2 balance carried down. This is the figure. Everyone, in this case, okay, I had taken a bank loan of 24,000 and I had repaid up to 20,000. So technically 4,000 is still left. So this becomes the balancing figure. For example, in a specific case, it is if it is about cash, let's talk about this as well. It is recorded on the side where the amount is short. Think about it. This is my cash account, my in, and this is my out as per the cash account. What happens in this case, everyone? I got 20,000 rupees and I spent 16,000 till now. The total of this side became 6,000 till now. The total should be 20 and it should also be 20 here as well. So technically, the buy balance carried down part is 4,000. This is the portion of the cash which we are carrying out to the next year. Why? Because we got 20,000, we spent 16, whatever is left is now a part of the next year. If this year has ended, it would be carried forward. This is also a part of ledger balancing, everyone. Done? Just have a quick look at it, then we'll move on. Done? Okay, then let's move on. Which of the following statement is true regarding posting transactions from the journal to the ledger? Everyone, debit entries in the journal are posted to the credit side of the ledger. Then credit entries in the journal are posted to the debit side of the ledger. Then debit entries in the journal are posted to the debit side of the ledger, and credit entries in the journal are not posted to the ledger. This just cannot be the one. Technically, this doesn't work that way. When we talk about the era of journal to ledger transactions, if there is a debit side, it will be posted on the debit side only. If the cash is received and it is written like this, cash to Mr. Ram, say. So in this case, if you receive cash now, when this is posted in the ledger, and this is my cash ledger, and this cash would be written on the debit side only, that Mr. Ram is the person who can testify that the cash was on the debit side, है ना? Done. Let's move on to the next question. Next question says, a payment of through the creditor was credited to the creditor account but was not credited to the cash account. Arre, this is a very big error, है ना? What it means was a payment to the creditor. The entry should have been creditor to cash. I was supposed to, है ना? And to the creditor's account, but not credited. On the debit side, it was done, but on the credit side, we didn't record that the cash was going out. So this is basically a partial correct entry, na? This is an entry which is one-sided error. Number one, I'll call this as a one-sided error. Secondly, when one side is sorted, the other one is not, then we will put it under suspense account because the correct part that has to be noted is to cash. है ना? The correct answer is nahi. This is wrong. Answer should be suspense to cash. Debit suspense and credit cash. The answer should be D. Correcting the entry, everyone, so that you can see the PDFs. What journal entry should be made to rectify the error? The correct entry was credited to cash, through which it was supposed to be written. And if one part is written and one part is not, then we will have to write the second part. Okay? These are one-sided errors, which affects only one side. And yes, this causes the mismatch. Okay? Done, everybody? Now comes the next point. A payment made for the repairs of the machinery was debited to the repairs expense instead of machinery account. The payment made for the repairs of machinery was debited to the repairs instead of machinery account. So this question also has to be rephrased. It will go into the repair account only. If the repair is made to the machinery, it is normal repairs. This is repairs to cash, and that's it. This should be the correct entry. Okay. Now, if we write it as machinery, then remove machinery. Acha, let me just change this particular question for you as well. Now, this is the correct one, everyone. Instead of repairs, we have written it as a machinery. Now, in this case, the correct answer should be what? It should be written as repairs to cash, and we have written it as machinery to cash. So, what next we can do is, that is, we make the repairs to machinery. This account has to be created and this account has to be removed. Done? In this case, what can I say? The answer would be repairing is the debit portion and machinery is the credit portion. So technically, it should be repairs to machine. The answer should be B, everyone, in this case. ठीक है ना? Repair account has to be created and machinery account has to be eliminated. Done. So that's the answer. Repairs expense to machinery. Done, everyone? Important question. This is a part of module B, everyone. Outstanding salary is shown in. If we have an outstanding salary, then outstanding salaries is basically the money which we're supposed to pay. So it's a liability, it's an asset, it's an adjustment in the profit and loss account. If we have outstanding salary, first of all, we'll assume that this outstanding salary has not been recorded anywhere till now. So we'll record this, है ना? First of all, this adjusted amount has to be recorded somewhere, and at the same time, the liability in the balance sheet is also created because I'm supposed to pay to someone, isn't it? I'm supposed to pay money to someone. At the same time, this is an expense which I haven't recorded yet. Done, everyone? Okay. The answer is B and C. Both are correct. Next point, everyone. So this is a practical question. Try it out. Opening stock is given. It is 1 lakh. Closing stock is 60,000. Purchases is 50,000 and GP is 10% of sales. The gross profit is. Everyone, what's the GP for this question? What's going to be the answer? 20,000, 15,000, 10,000 and 12,000. For GP, first of all, let's find the COGS. Cost of goods sold is the first thing that we can find out, which is opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. At least find the cost now first. 1 lakh plus 50,000 minus 60,000. 1 lakh 50 minus 60 gives me 90,000. This is my cost. And cost is basically GP is 10% of sales. If the sales is 100, you remove 10% of it, and that is how you got the cost percentage. So can we say if 100% is there, then you remove 10% out of it, you get 90% is equal to the cost. So this 90,000 is 90% of something. So 10% would be what? That would be 10,000 rupees. It's a twisted question, everyone. First of all, you utilize the COGS, and from the COGS, you calculate this part. You know? Done, everyone? Easy, pyara sa question. Done, everybody? Okay, now let's move on. The answer is 10,000. When the forfeited shares are reissued, the amount of discount allowed on these shares cannot exceed. But this is a very interesting question. Practically, in the book, they haven't stated it anymore. But do you know in the books of accounts, as per the Companies Act 2013 about our business, then uh, when we talk about the forfeited shares, matlab there was a specific share that I had given to Mr. S and he didn't pay me. So the entire amount. So I gave this particular share to Mr. Q. Now this Q has got a part of the share. Matlab S had already paid 4 rupees, and then when Q bought the new shares, I said Q, the total amount is 10. So whatever I received from the previous owner, I'm not going to return. Done? So that's one particular thing which is compulsory. Now the point is this money we don't owe anymore to the particular shareholder because we asked the particular shareholder so many times for him to pay. But obviously he didn't pay. है ना? So then if he didn't pay, then I am not responsible for those payments. So in this case, the money that we forfeited, that is still ours. Then when forfeited shares are reissued, whenever we are reissuing it to someone, uh, then any money that we can give to Q as a discount, it cannot exceed what we recovered from the previous one, because that's a rule that you cannot have a share at discount. ठीक है ना? You cannot issue shares at a discount. This is not allowed. If the value is 10 and previous owner has given you 4, then you can ask the remaining for 6, but lot less than that. The total should still be 10. ठीक है? Done? Next pointer. The amount that is received per share. Now comes the next point. The next question says that current assets are given, current liabilities are given, revenue from operations is also given, and they've asked you for working capital turnover ratio. What is WCTR, everyone? Working capital turnover ratio. The answer is 7, 5.6, 8, or 10. Go ahead and quickly answer, everyone. What's the answer? Chaliye. Now, let's talk about the answer as well. The formula for WCTR is revenue from operations divided by working capital. Done? Your sales was of 28 lakhs. The rule is turnover ratios always takes all these things in consideration. So 28 lakhs divided by the turnover ratios have the turnover in the numerator side. Normally, most of the points have these. Okay. This is 28 lakhs divided by 5 minus 1. This is 4 lakhs. So this is 4 sevens are 28. The answer is A. 7 times. Then everybody. Now the answer is 7 times. A business on 1st of April 2011 with the capital of 5 lakh. Acha, theek hai. In this case, they have given an opening capital. Ki when we started the business, we started with 5 lakh. And then on 31st of March, their assets were given at 7 lakh 80,000 and liabilities were given at 70. Okay. Now that makes sense. We have got opening capital and we have got closing assets and liabilities. Okay. The closing capital and the profits for the year is. In this case, they asked two specific questions. Can we say that In this question, I can convert this into two parts. This can be the first part, that is find the closing capital and find out the profits as the second part. है ना? Okay, now let's talk about this part. Uh, on a business on 1st of April, opening capital was 5 lakh. The closing capital was 7 lakh 80,000 was my assets. And normally if I take assets is equal to liabilities plus capital, that is 70,000 we have as liabilities, but I don't know about the capital. Can we find it? Whatever we make as a particular point, whenever we make out a specific point of whatever we build in the business, we build something in the business only because we either use our money or outsiders funds, that's the rule. Either I can use my own money or I can use the money that I'm taking from someone else. So isn't it in this case I can say that 7 lakh 80,000 minus 70,000 is equal to capital. 7 lakh 80 minus 70, that means 7 lakh 10,000, है ना? This is my closing capital. ठीक है, closing capital is done. So technically I think I marked the answer only. This is 7 lakh 10,000. And but the question says you have to find the profit as well. How do you find the profit? 7 lakh 10 minus 5 lakh, giving us 2 lakh 10,000. So technically this is my closing capital and this is my 2 lakh 10,000. This is a part of the entire answer. I've given you the entire answer in this particular area as well, so that once you are reviewing the particular question, you won't face any problem. Acha, everyone, if you like this particular session, then please go ahead and like it as well and share it as well. Acha, this is a question which I can relate to the area of module B. This is the next question. What function does the back office performs related to the regulatory compliance? Identifying the customer needs, then conducting the customer surveys, or identifying KYC gaps and grievance redressal, and developing marketing strategies. Front office is directly involved with the customers, while the back office is known to find out the problems. They are trying to find the KYC gaps as well as grievance redressal. People will bring their problem to the front office, but the problems would be solved by the back office. Okay, so that's it for the day, everyone. But before I end my session, let's do a quick recap. First of all, let's talk about the formulas that we learned today. The formulas that I discussed with you was working capital turnover ratio. This is basically your revenue from operations divided by current assets minus current liabilities, which is your working capital. Oh, there are other questions as well. They are still left. Then I'll just continue with the questions as well. Then we have COGS. COGS is equal to opening stock. Then we have plus purchase minus closing stock, plus the direct expenses as well. And this is my closing stock. We use two of these formulas. Important formulas? Yes, they are. Had been asked in the examination? Yes, they had been. So these are very important areas. Acha, till now, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now, continuing with the questions further. Which of the following statement is true regarding reconciliation of the bank account with RBI? Banks are always maintaining their accounts with RBI. They had been checking it out as well, that according to them, how they have been keeping the books of accounts and how the government is, the banks are, how RBI is taking it. Every bank maintains accounts with RBI for all its branches. Only Selected branch designated by RBI have accounts with them. All branches of bank need to reconcile their balances with RBI, or reconciliation with RBI is not required for the bank accounts. Technically, without reconciliation, how will we find out? Sometimes there can be a mismatch. The transactions can be missed from either the sides. So I won't say that both the sides do not need it. Everybody needs to reconcile. Every bank maintains its, वैसे तो if I really have to tell you, only selected branches have to maintain it. Okay? They have RBI have accounts with them. The ones which have RBI accounts with them, only then you can have that designation. Okay, next pointer. Company ABC provides the following information. Their cash flow from operating activities is 1 lakh. Cash used in investing is 50,000. Cash from financing activities 20,000. What is the net increase or decrease in the cash flow for the period? This is such an easy question, isn't it? क्या करना है इसमें? What is it that we need to do? Let's just have a total 1 lakh plus 50 plus 20. अच्छा नहीं, I just have to change the particular points. Now there's no increase or decrease in this area. Oh, it's correct. I was connecting with another question. Basically, I was creating cash flows in terms of a case study kind of thing, but then I took it this way. Acha everyone, normally what will happen is people might just total it up 1 lakh plus 50 plus 70. That makes us 1,70,000. कि मैम तो total is 1,70,000. Under cash flows, this is from, this is also from. While this is used, matlab this is the amount which is negative. It is basically 1,20,000 is plus and 50,000 is minus. So that is 70,000 increase is there because I earned from operating activities. I also earned from financing, but I couldn't go for investing. This year I would have bought some asset due to which I would have got this particular increase of 70,000. An interesting and mind-boggling question. In this case, agar if I would, I think I missed it out. I should have added 1,70,000 as a total as well. Many of the bankers would have blindly gone for 1,70,000. इसमें तो कुछ है ही नहीं. We just had to add, but we are not supposed to. From matlab we are making money, and used means you are actually taking the money out of this. Right, everyone? Got the idea? Next point. If the company shows a positive change in working capital in its fund flow statement, what does it indicate? Increase in cash reserves, decrease in cash reserves, increase in current liabilities, or increase in current assets? When we have a positive change in working capital, it is increase in cash reserves. We are getting funds into the market. That is what we look forward to, na? Okay. Last question for the day, everyone. There's a bill receivable of rupees 1,000 which was received from a debtor. Full payment of a claim for 1,100 is dishonored. Someone was supposed to pay me. They have given it in writing. Now the claim has to be taken away. But the person didn't pay. Now the purchase return book shall record it, or it's a part of bill receivable book itself, purchases or journal proper. When we were issuing, it was supposed to be recorded. When the amount is gone, there's a dishonor. The person says, I don't have money, I'm sorry, I won't be able to pay you. This is a situation where we will take it to miscellaneous journal or general journal, which is also called journal proper. Different books are made for different things. When you issue the bills, it goes into bill receivable. But if there's a dishonor, it's a part of journal proper or general journal, everyone. Okay? Okay, now before I end my specific session, everyone, our website yet. If you haven't, then hurry up because the time is ticking away. Why am I saying this? Look at this. Go to our website, that is www.adda247.com. Go on to the area of JIB and CIB. Then go on to the area of JIB May 2024. You can see the JIB Mahapack. You can also see our AIM and Manzil classes going on in terms of this. AIM, Manzil and JEET batch is there. JEET batch just started on 6th of February. The upcoming batches is Manzil and AIM batch. You can take up our batches. You can see the price is 19,999. What if I tell you it is available at a discount of 81%? And this is total 81%. There's no up to or something. There is a total 81% discount if you are using our app. If you're using website, then you will get 80% off, and this will cost you 3,999.80. You can buy all the 4 English medium subjects from here. If you're planning to buy English medium, bilingual, you want revision series, you want the marathons to be given to you, you want to go for the test series and everything in detail, then go for this one. This costs you 6598, but look at this. The validity is not for 6 months, it's for 12 months. And you can use the code Y541 as soon as you will use it. Look at this. This will cost you 5999. Just 5999, and boom, you are done with it. So please go ahead and check it out on our website and our app for further details. Thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget to use the code Y541 and enjoy your Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone.